way.
Hey everyone, it's Andy Boy here, and welcome to another episode of Should You Skip or Should You Buy? So today we're going to be reviewing Dying Light The Beast. Originally I played Dying Light 1. I really loved the game. I thought the combat was pretty good. The story was iffy. I kind of ignored the story because the gameplay was just so well done and thought out. I like the concept of the parkour, and I like the elements of the night, being super scary and things like that. And coming around to Dying Light 2, we didn't really get that sequel that we wanted from it. So Dying Light 2 wasn't really a highly reviewed game for me. Dying Light 1 was, and when 2 came out, I felt like they missed the mark of making a sequel. They didn't improve the story. They toned down the night, like the night wasn't as scary as the first game, so I didn't really like that too much. The weapons were pretty good, nothing really changed about the graphics or anything like that. And I found myself dropping the game after half of a playthrough, and I never went back to it. There was complications, and that's pretty much why I dropped it, but it wasn't worth coming back to considering all the negatives that Dying Light 2 had. Now with The Beast, I guess the developers at Techland, they made huge changes, and they pretty much improved in the night, so it's a lot more scary and things like that. And the guns, they brought the guns back, and they're not super overpowered. The weapons aren't overpowered like the melee weapons and things like that. What surprised me the most about this game is just how engaging the campaign was. I found myself actually caring. So one thing that they did was they brought back Kyle Crane, who's from the first game. Number 2 didn't have Kyle Crane. So Dying Light The Beast has Kyle Crane, and I don't want to get too much into spoilers, but he's pretty much, I'll go into the beginning of the game. So he's been tortured for the last 13 years by scientists. They've been experimenting on him. They've been using devices to enhance him, and they've been creating pretty much human weapons out of him. And he escapes, and now you're just super powerful. That was the kind of feel for the game. And me personally, I thought to myself, this is going to be too overpowered. And when I finally play as Kyle Crane, this dude's going to be a fucking monster. Obviously the game's called The Beast, so I was thinking he's going to be overpowered. It's not going to be too much fun in the fact that it's not going to be scary at nighttime and things like that. Boy, was I wrong. Right off the rip, this game introduces you to Crane, and you have all of his abilities as far as him being strong, but not really all of his abilities. You have it to where you have to level up as you progress through the game, but you start off with him having a beast within him. So he's powerful, but he's unlocking it as you progress through the game. That aspect you would think would be overpowered, but it's not. They pulled it off in the way to where night is still terrifying. It's not like 2. The weapons are really good, and the skill tree is enhanced considering the fact that now you have this beast element being implemented into it. And I really like that. The graphics aren't substantially better or anything like that. It's pretty much on par with Dying Light 2. One thing that's really good that I liked is the blood and the gore. They really took a step up with the blood and gore. It's not just red paint. Some games have it to where it's just a red blotch. No, this game went into detail of the blood, where the blood is, how it's all over my hands after performing certain actions and things like that. And that's something that I really felt like the first game did pretty well. The second game kind of lacked. This game picks up from the first game and enhances it and makes it so much better. All in all, I have to give this game an 8. Now that might be high or low considering where you stand, but me personally, I felt like this is a huge step up from Dying Light 2, and I'm not having too many issues. I tried to think of some cons. What do I not like about the game? I couldn't think of anything. I really like all of what they did with the game. Sure, they could have enhanced the graphics more, that's a con, They could have really fleshed out the campaign. Maybe that's a con. But what I got from Dying Light 1 going into 2, I felt like this hit the mark on that. So for me, Dying Light gets an 8. Should you buy it? Without a doubt. I would consider Dying Light to be one of those games that you should go into with an open mind, play it, and I think you'll like it. I'll see you next time. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.